Hey everybody, it's Kenny Wayne.
Hey, it's Don.
Welcome back to the channel.
Yes.
How are y'all? What's good? Okay, so, man, so I'm gonna tell you this. I slept in quite late today, and rest was needed. And then when I woke up, that western wind blew in, and I was like, maybe we should just go get a little nibble or something. Nothing crazy.
You had some of that California wind, and so we wanted to get some California burgers.
So I mean, I belong on the West Coast, right? I do. I'm one of them people. I'm a WeHo girl. So
I'm going to go ahead and move this. Y'all know who it is that we went to. Yeah,
surprise.
So we don't need the bag.
And just because, the week is what it was.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As one does. Yeah. Got ourselves our little adult beverages. Adult water.
Adult water. Oh, man. This week was a hoot. I don't know about y'all. I hope y'all had a good week. But, man, for us, it was just shenanigans. Yeah. All right, so anyway, I don't know if you see this. Let me see if I can just unbutton this a little bit. So we went to In-N-Out. We got a Flying Dutchman onion wrapped. This was that big popular sandwich, burger that was going on. I don't know, just 8 months ago,
probably so. Yeah.
And then we got a double. See, you see this? I have not. I'm just starting to drink my daily intake of water, so forgive me if my enunciation of things are off.
Daily intake of adult water.
I mean, you know what? Hey, does your doctor not tell you, hey, you need to drink more water? Yeah. Well, yes, sir, I am. Thank you very much for that. Doctor's orders, right? Anyway, double protein style, which just to anyone who hasn't had In-N-Out or to anyone who doesn't live in an area that have one, it basically just means it's the burger minus the bun.
Yeah.
That's it.
And see,
they wrap it in
the Flying Dutchman wrapped in onion is just the burger patties with the cheese, right. And then it's got a grilled onion on the bottom and a grilled onion on the top.
So like when they first became popular and you started seeing them all over social media, everyone was just like, "Oh, I ordered the Flying Dutchman." Well, so we were like, "Okay, let's go and let's order one," and so we did. And they gave it to us wrapped in the box or whatever, and so we go home and we open it up and we were going to film, and that video is on here somewhere, so if you go back to the history, you'll see it.
Oh, yeah.
But we were like, well, where's the onion? We didn't know you actually have to order it that way.
You have to order it with the onion, yeah.
All the videos were just saying, oh, hey, I went and I ordered a Flying Dutchman, yeah. But what they weren't telling you is you have to ask for the Flying Dutchman onion wrapped.
Yeah.
And that's how you get it wrapped into the grilled onion. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Dawn and I are... here's what happened. I finally got into my doctor. He said, lady, your weight's going the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. So we ordered it protein style just so that we wouldn't get the bun, just to try to cut a little bit of carb, Yeah. I mean, I know I'm still over here macking on cheese and sauce and all this other stuff. I get it. But we just tried to cut a little bit of carb, right? Anyway, so it's delish, just what we needed. I'll eat this lettuce later.
Boy, this lettuce is really crispy.
It is. Ooh, we got.
They gave us a lot of. I think they gave us a half a head of lettuce here.
I mean, well, you know what? Because I'm sure the majority of people just order a regular burger, right? So they probably go through hamburger buns like crazy. They probably have a bunch of lettuce.
Well, and I don't know if you've ever actually watched them as they're cooking the meat and stuff at In-N-Out when you do go, but I mean they put the patty on there and then you actually see them put the salt and the pepper on every one of their patties. So, and sometimes a burger, that's all it takes to get enough seasoning.
Oh, Joe, see that it fell. Anyway. So, I was just a little hungry.
Yeah, that just has just the right amount of salt and pepper on it. And cheese. We love cheese.
Really, we do. Mm-hmm. So.
So, we're not going to rate these burgers because we've already rated them before.
So, we're just going to sit here and eat and chit-chat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, kind of as we said, drama continues, right? So dealing with a lot of fine detail, right? And, you know, everyone knows my mom passed not too long ago. So it's kind of like dealing with like her final stuff and moving making sure like, all the legal parts of her passing are done and settled. And, they're just making sure she didn't owe people money. And if they, if she did, if they were going to pay it, if we were going to pay it or whatever. And so stuff like that, right? Just final like little details of making sure that everything with her is fine legally, right? So no, my mom didn't know opinion to all the people. I'll pour you the tea. Just, she didn't know nobody. Nothing. I had, for like the last few years, I took care of my parents, financials and stuff, and I oversaw everything, to make sure that they didn't know anyone, or something didn't happen they weren't aware of it anyway. So yeah, I made sure everything was very clean, very simple, and so settled so that she didn't know anyone. I had taken care of everything in advance, so she's fine that way. So little stuff like that, and it kind of keeps you busy, So like on top of us restocking 7-Eleven hot dogs and refilling Slurpee machines for a living, it's a lot of busy work, right? Because, people are pending responses, stuff like that, right? So it's been a lot of that. We can happily report there has not been another possum in the house. However, let Bosif tell you who he saw yesterday, actually.
Well, it was about a week or 2 weeks ago. We had pulled up to the house. We'd gone somewhere and we'd come back. It was during the day, and there was one of those big magpies off to the side of her house, and it looked like it was that baby possum over there.
Like on the ground, like
on the ground, just like this. And I was like, oh, I guess it's the circle of life. Oh well, these things happen. And I walked over there, and it didn't move or anything, but I was looking at it. I mean, the magpie flew off. And I was looking at it, and it looked like it was breathing, but so I wasn't sure, or maybe it was in the process of dying or anything. So went back in the house and so forth, and we'd gone back out later that night, and the possum was gone. And I turned to him. I said, "I wonder if that possum was playing possum."
I said, "Did the possum you, Bo Peep?"
Yeah, and
he said, "I don't know.
We don't know." Well, yesterday.
Because those birds will eat that. Well, if they have an animal, that thing will be either picked apart, completely missing, or gone, or whatever.
But last night, or not last night, but the night before, we came home and it was dark, and those headlights hit that little corner area, and we saw that little baby possum was there and saw us and wandered off. It was like
the possum that was sharing the house with us for a few days, but played possum on Dawn, And so I mean, how funny, right?
Like, I mean, I'd heard stories growing up, but you're like, okay, yeah, right. But yeah, that possum, it actually did it.
He did it.
Yeah. So all right for that.
And then we just laughed about it, like.
I mean, what do you do, right?
At least it's not in the house. That's all I'm saying.
That was so fun.
And to all the possum gang and possum family, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say it, but you're ugly as shit. And so, I don't necessarily want to share the house with you, but I very much appreciate what you do outside with the eating the bugs and doing this and doing that. Hey, I'm not here to stop you, man.
All the grubs.
All I'm saying is, brother, you cannot occupy the house with us. This is our space, honey. You can have that. You have the outside.
You can have the whole backyard.
All of it. Anyway, so let's get into this.
Yeah.
Do you want to lift it up and get up to the plate? Can we do that?
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and pull up one because I'm getting full.
Yeah, I am.
I'll probably have to save.
Why don't you get one? I'll pull it off the plate, or off this sticker or whatever. Let's try to cut it in half, and then we'll save the other one. We'll save the other one for later. We can heat it up. But yeah, the possum played possum. Yeah. I'm done, and it was so. So here's the thing. I'm glad. Here's the thing. I'm not like. Even though we had to capture the possum in a liquor box, I'm not going to say who had the liquor box, but let's just tell you that there was one. And I had to eject it out of the house. Totally fine. So I'm just kind of glad to see it out there doing its thing, Yeah.
I mean, because we don't wish, the death on anything, so,
I mean, even the possum, hey, man, let's just turn it loose, right? I don't want to hurt it. Go do its thing.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into this.
So you see the grilled onions and then the patty and the cheese. So, I mean, I guess if you're not an onion person, this would probably not be your thing. But Kenny and I do love onions.
You're gonna have that steak breath.
We're gonna have stinky onion breath.
Oh my goodness! So, truth told, we're filming this one a little later at night, so we probably will not be going out. So it's okay if he smells my onion breath.
Yeah.
You know, onion breath. You got onion breath. What? Onion breath. You got onion breath. Oh my God, y'all see that? So it's okay if we have onion breath tonight, but
Well, we decided to go, and it's 10 o'clock. There is a line all wrapped around the drive-thru to get in there.
and it out got to business.
And they did. The inside had people in it, and you know how In-N-Out will have those little picnic tables in the very back and stuff.
Show them a little picture, just because some people may not have it.
What?
In-N-Out. Some people may not be as familiar with like the outside with the tables.
Oh,
So I'm saying just flash a little
we'll
pic,
put it. Yeah.
so that people can see what he means. But
Yeah, I can do that.
some people may not have In-N-Out or have seen it or whatever.
But they have little picnic tables at the back part of there, and they were full. I guess did you
Packed.
say like a basketball team or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. So it looked like there was no school bus there, so it wasn't like one of those school trips. But it looked like they had played like a tournament, because there was like kids with different uniforms on, different
Yeah,
colors,
yeah.
you know, different numbers, different stuff. And so it looked like this was where they went after their day of games or whatever.
See, I remember.
But the whole thing was full.
See, and I remember doing stuff like that too. Whenever we'd have school basketball, out of town basketball games, they'd take us. Would stop at a cafe or a little
Taco Bell.
Yeah, I remember that. Those were some good times. Good memories. Free food.
Anyway, but they had a line. So the interior was full. The patio was full.
At 10 o'clock. I was surprised.
Line out the door.
Yeah.
You know, down the drive-through.
Okay, yeah.
But it was pretty quick. So again, like I don't know if you heard any of it, but they kind of adopted Chick-fil-A's thing where they have someone at the counter, like outside in the street, taking the order. So by the time you get up there, pay here, right? So they're kind of working in advance.
So I wonder
Very smart.
who actually did it first.
Well, it wasn't In-N-Out.
Well, it could have been because In-N-Out.
But I don't know. So we don't know that, because we only went there, and that was after Chick-fil-A had already been an establishment.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Chick-fil-A came here first.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not here to get into it. I don't care. It's too much stress. But so we don't distress in this house much. If at all possible, we let that shit go. Right? No negative, no bad. We went good and happy. So anyway, I'm good. I'm glad we went here. So it's about time I get my nails done. Probably go with the suggested neon pink. I need something that stands out for the summer, right? So here we are kicking off Pride Month. Congratulations to all of our gay friends and everyone else, and all the supporters, especially that stand by us and treat us as people too. Thank you very much for that. You know, some people don't treat us the same. Just because I put up with this fool. Hey, if you want to pick up his stinky socks and wash his clothes, honey, you're welcome to. But since you're not, I'm going to do it. Okay. So thank you very much for the support. Over his,
He sometimes does it. Yes.
or at least, you know, he likes to leave his socks on the couch or whatever. But you know what? That's what it is. Well, we're people too, right? So thank you very much for the support. And also to all the new subscribers, thank you so much. We're making our way to 500.
Slowly. But
I mean, you know what? I ain't even mad about it. It takes, you know.
Hey,
It was real growth, right? We didn't pay for
nothing. If
none.
you're not a subscriber yet, you should go down there and hit the subscribe button right now.
Because your friend with the onion breath puts it somewhere right here in the bottom of the screen. I know you can find it.
Yeah, we it is so hard getting a subscriber. So
I
really,
can't get a subscriber to save my life.
even if this is the only video you're going to watch, still go down there and hit the subscribe button. You're not forced to watch any others.
Give us a like.
But it really helps us out. But
There's a whole lot that subscribe button does, and you just even liking the video does.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Smash the little like button. I know they say that. You don't have to smash it. Like, don't break your phone. but you can just tap.
yeah.
Right?
Now, and if you do want to be notified every time we do one of these videos, which I'm sure you do.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah. Just make sure you hit that bell.
Ding!
And you'll be notified, and you won't miss this pretty face.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And I'll soon have colored nails. It'll be way better.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Miss Darcy has been telling you to do that.
lady,
the pink,
oh my gosh,
the highlighter pink.
There's been so much going on, friend. I'm going to get to it. My feet really need it.
Oh, our feet does, and it is almost pool season.
Yeah,
and so we gotta have some nice hooves.
We cannot be those queens who show up, cracked feet and toes looking like they're throwing gang signs and shit. We can't have that. So anyway, thank you so much for everyone watching. We really do appreciate it. Share the video. Here's also the thing. Tell your friends, the milkman, your grinder tricks, your little sniffy friends, whatever you're doing. We don't care where they come from. It's totally fine. No judgment.
Yeah.
But tell your friends, share the video, let them see it, right? Help us grow. So one day, I no longer have to restock hot dogs for 7-Eleven stores or refill that Slurpee machine because no one wants to clean it but me, right? I just want you to know, I am doing the work of the people, okay? So again,
because they all like their Slurpees, don't they?
Hey, but you know what? Here's the funny thing. People actually really do. And the thing that I've noticed is, it's the Slurpees and it's the hot dog. And why, I don't know. I mean... Just growing up, I never was like, oh shit, I want to go to 7-Eleven for a hot dog. It was just, I don't know, just not something.
I think it's because it's like a little quick thing, and it's not that expensive. You just put $2 and boom.
I don't know, but the Slurpee though, I mean, cute because they have all a line of them, and then it's a whole bunch of different flavors. I mean, if you mixed it with an organic potato water, some say vodka, some say potato. If you mix it with a very rich potato water, I can imagine that Slurpee being delicious and being just what you needed after a long day at work, right?
So, okay, we'll give you guys an assignment. What flavor Slurpee do you like? Put it down in the comments.
Drop it in the comments. The most popular one that I see, I will go and get a Slurpee because there's a couple. There's actually one here and one right over here. So we have two different ones. So we should be able to find a Slurpee. Yeah. Hopefully they have your mix. But I'll bring it back and we'll have it. Yeah. We'll have it as an adult smoothie. Ooh, look at that.
Adult smoothie. Okay. So put it in our comments.
Cool. So we're going to break it off, y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Y'all behave. And if you're not, message me and Bosif and see if we want to join.
Join in.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. I think our eyes were bigger than our stomach because we got leftovers.
No, but you know what? We tore up. Look, we only have one thing left. But babe, we got into it. This is way more than we usually eat.
True. Yeah. But this was so much lettuce.